Hi guys, Nick the Osteopath here again today. I'm just continuing on with a bit of a crossover stretch today. This one involves both neck work and the shoulders. So obviously we've been doing our shoulder series at the moment, which is why I thought this would be a good point to drop this in. I've also seen a client today who very much wanted to see this video accessible, so this one's for you as well. But this is a stretch that I advocate to people all the time. I really find it super useful for desk workers and anybody that has a job where they use a lot of craning of their neck. So for example, anyone doing hairdressing or dentistry or things along those lines where you might be sort of craning around a corner, plumbers as well, that sort of a thing. And what this focuses on is getting into what we call the cervicothoracic junction. So this is a joint in between the neck and the upper back. So where the two join one another, the spine runs obviously from the head all the way through the neck, then has a point where it becomes what we call the thoracic spine. And that's the upper section of your back, which has the ribs running around and attaching to them at the back. So the first vertebral body, which is one piece of your spinal cord, that has ribs attached to it. So level 1, rib number 1, attaches onto thoracic vertebrae 1. So that is the bottom of the CT junction. Above that is the last cervical vertebrae, the one that makes up the last piece of your neck. So there you have the C and the T, which make up the various CT junction. So good way to stretch that area is grabbing hold of quite a relatively light weight. So here I've got a 3 kilogram weight. You might go up as high as 5 kilograms, but to be honest, you don't need anything more than that. The main purpose of this weight is just to provide a little bit extra gravity pull into this arm, or the other arm, depending on which side you're stretching. So you're going to hold on to that, drop it down by your side, so that it looks like this, side on. You're going to bring the other hand over the top of your head and hold on to your earlobe. If you have slightly shorter arms or whatever else, you can obviously hold the top of the side of your head here instead of your ear. I just find that's a very nice, convenient place to hold, and it provides me a good fulcrum at the base of the neck here. So, coming across, holding onto the head, and you're just going to allow the weight of gravity to pull this arm down. So it's not an active drag of your head. You don't want to be stressing anything inside of the neck here too much. Just going to hold on nice and gently, this arm just dangling, and a nice dangle of that left arm, but maintaining that grip on the neck. This will provide a very nice stretch down through the side of the neck here, across the top of the shoulder, and all the way to the point of the shoulder at the top there. This is the trapezius muscle being stretched, as well as some of the other muscles in there, levator scapula, cervical erector spinae, and the suboccipital muscles, all of which make a little complex in that region. So we're going to hold that stretch in that position 25 seconds. Once done, you're going to ease that off, swap that weight into the other hand, hand comes over, again, holding either the side of your head or your ear, depending where it's comfortable for you. A nice gradual drop with the arm, hold it for 25 seconds. Once held, release, and do 3 repetitions on both sides. The next part of this stretch is almost exactly the same, but you're going to do a 45-degree angle variant of the same stretch. So instead of doing this completely 90-degree to the frontal plane, we're going to do it at 45 degrees. So you're going to come off to this angle in these 2 directions rather than out here and here. So holding onto the weight again, just like before, you're going to use the fingertips and you're going to come over the top of your head. You're going to hold on to that small lump at the base of your skull called the inion. So we're going to hold on to that point just there. This puts you in that position, and you can see that I've already set up my elbow to be off at that 45-degree plane. And then we're just going to allow that weight to drop again. Remembering this is not a drag of your head, it's a very nice gentle stretch. 25-second hold, let go, swap the weight over, same thing the opposite side. This stretch, only difference to the previous one is that it just opens up the back of the spine a little bit better rather than the side of the spine, and it focuses a little bit more into some of the musculature running down into the middle of the back here, which I'm sure you will remember from the previous videos is obviously a region that we've been focusing on quite heavily recently. So good luck with it. 25 seconds each side, 3 repetitions, golden ratio. Good luck.